Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. It is October the 26th, 2025. I'd like to say good morning. Good morning to everyone. Hopefully, you can hear me. The sound and video is good, or at least up to your standards of professional quality. Oh, wow. We got people from Louisiana. Welcome, Lafayette, Louisiana. Phil Againby. Also, welcome to Ohio and Envira Miko Keeper. Welcome, everyone. Dana Howell's in the house. Thanks for helping me this morning, Dana. Love, Delight, good morning to you. Lori Del Rego, awesome to have you again this morning. A very good community member. Hey, you guys should really not hook up with each other, but let's start building this community. Jennifer Selden's in the house. Michael Cooper, Beam Contractor, Stephen Carrillo, always here. Thank you guys. Really appreciate you here. We are building a community. I called this something the other day, and somebody said, "Hey, this is more than a church. This is a movement," and I like that idea. Okay, a movement of I am. I am a part of a really, really cool community that is interested in authenticity, interested in freedom, interested in understanding who we are as assets on this planet, in this universe, and figure out for once in humanity's history, unless we've forgotten it, we learned it once and we've forgotten it, but one time in history where we can become more than the way we're behaving. How's that? I am a good human being, and I am surrounded by people like Jennifer and Dana and Michael and MD Wagner and Jennifer Selden and Mel M and Pongo. And these are good people. They are trying to become better entities on this planet, in this universe. I think that's awesome. I most certainly could have spent more time over my lifetime focused on becoming more. And that's why I do these shows, this movement, whatever you want to call it. I'm glad to be here. Most important thing I do every week is what I'm doing right now. Let's just shoot the old, you know the word, for a few minutes while people come into the room. We got 300 people in the room. It's the last Sunday of October, November, December, folks. We have the end of the year. We have so many interesting things going on this planet right now. To me, it feels like we are in a accelerating, almost like a spring is compressing, an accelerating, a very dynamic, almost coiling of change. It just feels to me like there's a tremendous amount of new, maybe not new knowledge, but information, knowledge, cracks in the paradigm, or the understanding that you and I have had of the world, or maybe the understanding that we've been pitched. It seems to me like quite a few of the constructs of the 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th centuries are being 20th centuries are being exposed as, shall we say, having a weak fabric of what's the word I want to use? A weak fabric of maybe reality or truth. 1 year ago, today, well, I've done this is 52 weeks. So one, I'd like to say happy anniversary to I am. 53 weeks ago, I missed one. I missed one Sunday here in November. I was at the presidential inauguration. And I missed it. But so today marks the 52nd week of me doing these. For you that don't know the story here, I'm sorry to bore the people most people, the 460, probably have heard this story. But one Saturday night, I was painting in my art studio, and I was complaining to myself that I have tried and studied a number of different religions. I've always found there to be something valuable in meeting somewhere with other people to discuss more than just money and being successful. Like I kind of figured out how to do that once I got to be about 30. I figured out the business part. The part I didn't figure out and have struggled with, I think most of my life, is me. Who am I? Why am I here? Am I doing what I want to do, or am I doing what I have been told to do? I don't know why I've always had this attitude of independence. Just a tremendous need for and I wouldn't say like a psychotic or a sociopathic or a weird OCDC labeling type of weirdness, but I've always felt very different. Not different because I don't know what you feel like, but the way other people presented themselves, I felt like I was just over and over many, many, many things, like showing up 5 minutes early for meetings or over preparing. See, a lot of people over prepare. And so sorry I lost track there, but in doing this, I remember I was very, very nervous to do this, and it's probably taken me, and I think this is a good lesson for everyone. It may look like it's easy for me to do this, and you may look at, oh wow, look at him, he's skilled and everything. But you know what? It's not easy. It's scary, and I had to just start doing it. And I'll tell you one thing I am grateful for. I am grateful that something has given me the ability to see embarrassment, fear, shame, things like that get in my way of doing something that's good or taking an action. I'm really grateful that I can push through that. Like I have learned to, when I have this, hey man, don't do that. That's just too exposing. That's dumb. People are going to think you're an idiot. Those are the places I need to go and study and go, hey, maybe that's a lie, because there's a part of me that wants to not be exposed. Does anybody know that feeling? That is juxtaposed. That is against me being authentic and doing what I know I am supposed to do. I have learned so much in this 1 year. Seriously, okay? I had no clue why I was doing this in the beginning. I feel like I have been instructed to show up here, but I am telling you the benefits I have gotten. And I'm going to go through some of this morning with you because I'm really, I almost feel guilty because quite frankly, anything that anyone else has gotten, I've gotten much, much more. Um, so I'm really proud of what we've done here. Proud. Yeah, Mike Mack, this is 1 year, buddy. Thank you. Mike Mack, good to have you in the room. Uh, and I've also made a lot of friends through this. Friends. Let me not say that I've made a lot of friends. I don't want you to think that I have people coming to my house all the time and we're all hugging and mugging and lugging. But I've made a lot of connections, and as importantly, and this was what I was concerned about. I remember the first time I had a big event at my home, a business event, and it shocked me how many of the business people knew what I was doing on Sundays, and that they liked it. I cannot tell you how many people have said, "Wow, dude, what you're doing on Sundays is really cool." Um, Also want to say I'm proud of each one of you. Okay. I don't care if you showed up today, if you showed up every day, if you watch the recordings, if you share with your mom, your sister, your brother, your ex-husband, your husband, your wife to be, your parents. Please send this as a recording or invite them to show up today. Okay. Religion is having an all-time comeback. People are questioning what the heck's going on this planet. People need a place to go other than CNN, CNBC, all the drama on YouTube. I need a place to go to think. I need a place to go to review me, to look in the mirror and ask the guy in the mirror, the guy that knows everything, what am I supposed to be doing with my life right now? What is important for me? Am I going to leave this planet a better place, or am I going to piss all over it? Am I going to have intention, or am I not going to have intention? I'd like you to write that down, actually. Intention versus no intention. Okay. Who's going to win the game? Who's going to win the game if you have IQ whatever, let's call it IQ 100 with intention, and IQ 100 with no, in fact, IQ 110 with no intention? I'm going to bet on the intention guy. Okay. If he's got ethics and he's got morals and he has determination and he's conscientious, I'm betting on the damn guy that's got this right here. Okay. This intention to do something versus, oh, what's my intention? Like, he has no intention. He's just got an IQ, right? I know you're sitting there going, well, if he's got a really criminal intention, he's really smart, he'll get away with it. Look, that's not what I'm talking about. Okay. You understand intention versus no intention. I think people do things on a regular basis and they don't even think about what the intention of what they're doing is. My intention here was to create a community, create a central place where people could come and think. People could come and listen to some mouthpiece like myself, who, by the way, shows up as a brush. Okay. My intention when I show up here, Dennis, and very bullish and Gila, my intention is to be a brush, a paintbrush. There's some paint, some charcoal, whatever, but my job is not to over prepare here. My job is to be used as a brush, throw out some commentary, paint a picture, leave my ego and what I think sounds cool, makes me look good, leave all that shit on the table and just attempt to be used as a conduit, man. a conduit, right? Like I am proud. I am an awesome conduit for truth. I don't need to be the truth. I don't need to have the source, but I can be a conduit. And I can consider, hey, does this make sense or am I just crazy? But in the last year of doing this, I want to share with you what I have gotten from this. And it's quite staggering, actually. It's truly quite staggering. By the way, I do not believe, had I not done this and become public on my belief systems, I don't think I would have achieved any of what I'm getting ready to tell you. I would love you guys to tell me what you think I'm going to say, okay? But in 1 year, very interesting, actually, what you guys think I am getting ready to tell you that I have accomplished in 1 year doing this. And really, um, I mean, I have been quite active in pivoting my whole life here. And I also want to tell you, I'm a very good example of how quickly someone can pivot and change and get comfortable in a new environment. I've done this now 5 times. Okay. I don't know what the deal is with me, but I can literally show 5 unique, serious pivots um, in my life that have created a tremendous amount of knowing and knowledge and uh, experiential knowledge. Yeah, that's such an experiential knowledge. Um, it's spectacular. And I think I've gotten so much experience, like learning on the ground here, doing this and really having no instruction for doing it, just popping in. And you know what makes it easy is I just got to remind myself to be the brush and that I am not having to do all of this. Okay. I know that sounds weird. Okay. I am certain. I am absolutely certain that I have spent massive amounts of too much energy that was misdirected, not concentrated. Um, most all my life, I've used way too much energy and not enough power from inside. I have a lot of power from inside. And I think everybody in this room has power inside, and you just haven't tapped into all of it. In 1 year, I have become more me than I have ever known me to be. And what does that mean? Um, by the way, if you don't have a notepad, please get a notepad. Please get a pencil, an eraser, a pen, a crayon. I don't really care what you write with, but get a separate book and call it I Am. I know you're going to think this is stupid, okay? But I Am, it's a separate little book for you. You are the one of one, okay? Oh, that's what I learned also, okay? I am a one of one. Not one of two, not one of 21, not one of 21 million. One of one, never to be replicated again. I am the most unique artifact, code, entity, spirit. There is nothing like me. I've never met anything like me. I've never met anything like you. Um, and by the way, not only am I one of one, but I am one of one in moments of time. I am a very different human being than I was when I was 25 years old. Extremely, okay? Extremely different than when I was 25 years old. We are not ever well, look, I just go back to this thing. What if I would have been put in a schoolroom at 5 or 6 years old and the first course, and every course every year, the first course, the mandatory course, the must-have course is these children will have done 18 years of 1-hour sessions every just like you study social science and math. I am Bobby. I am a fireman. I am a rocket scientist. I'm a doctor. I'm a genius. I'm a creator. I'm an artist. Imagine, man, our world would be so different. Just add one course. I am Bobby. And tell the teachers to shut the fuck up and let the kid write. He must write. And if he gets stuck, what are you not? Well, I'm not a janitor. I am not this. I am not a prostitute. There's a lot of things I'm not going to be. Okay. I'm not going to be a criminal. I'm not going to be a bad guy. I'm not going to be I'm not going to spend time in prison. I'm not going to be dumb. I'm not going to work at McDonald's. I'm not going to have my family as second class material. I am a soldier. I am a warrior. I am a beast. It is my job to stand up like a man and take action. I am. Okay. See what I did? I hate these bad guys, dude. I don't want to be these bad guys. And then I get all excited and then I am a champion. In 1 year, I have become more me than I have ever been in my entire life. More comfortable with me, more open to who I am as a broad creature, not just this business guy or this whatever. I am so much more comfortable inside my own skin as I explore parts of me I've never really explored. I've never given myself time to explore it. I've never even given myself the quietness to even consider what I think is true that may or may not be true. By the way, that's another area that I have become much less egocentric about, less fixed in my narcissistic opinion of what's going on the planet. This is what I do know. I do not know the truth. Almost everything I get from outside the world, that comes through mass communications it has been very, very helpful for me to be open to perhaps just give everything a fresh look, just like you're a child. That's been very, very good for me to be open to, hey, perhaps if this world is so insane right now, and it does seem insane to me, perhaps it's built on a lie. Perhaps there's something here that the reason it persists, the insanity persists, is that we haven't discovered the truth behind what's really pushing it, probing it, creating it, much less fueling it. And one thing I do know is that when there's this type of violence and tension between humans, there's somebody pushing. There's somebody else. Okay, there's somebody involved. Every time someone doesn't like me, I hear somebody, yeah, oh, Gary, he's arrogant or something. Someone drops some information on that guy and put a little bit of doubt in his mind. It's always rumor and gossip from some third party that nobody knows about, that nobody's really discovered. And so we just argue with each other, not knowing that we have a third party in our ear dropping shit between us. Once that individual is discovered, by the way, the whole fucking issue between the two people goes away. This is why we have these continuing wars, because there's a third little state or a third little party sitting there, trying to keep the party going, fueling the fire. So not only am I more comfortable with myself, I'm more comfortable with parts of me that I've never really understood or embraced. There's a lot of parts of me, man, that I think this is why people maybe don't take very much time to look in the mirror like this and just look at themselves and say, I love you. Try to do that in the mirror and see how difficult it is for you to connect with yourself. I look at other people more than I look at myself. If you have a lover, you have probably looked at that lover more than you look at your own face, your own eyes. You look into that woman's eyes or that man's eyes in greater depth than you've ever looked at yourself. That is a shame, right? That we're not taught to communicate to self, to listen to self. I was listening to a man yesterday, extremely bright, or at least he sounded bright. His IQ sounded like it was 180. And he made the mistake of saying something about instincts, or challenged me that IQ was far more valuable than instincts. And I'm like, bruh, I'll take instincts over IQ all day, every day, 1,000 times over. Because my instincts got me right here, man. My instincts allow me to listen. Hey, why am I uncomfortable? Hey, why am I uncomfortable? Hey, why am I complaining about not having a church to go to? Why am I complaining? Why are you complaining? So you guys think I'm off base, but I'm not off base, because one of the things I've really, really learned here, and I have learned this before many, many, many years ago. If I can spot it, I got it. Okay. If I'm critical of something, I have something to review inside myself. I have a fucking problem. If I don't like Joe Carlasari because of the way he's communicating, perhaps it is me that needs to look at my own arrogance or my own whatever I'm judging Joe about. If I don't like the negative Nelly, perhaps I need to look at how much drama I have spewed on society and how excited I get for respawning drama, because I like drama. I like excitement. Okay. If I am criticizing that there are no good preachers, teachers, or priests out there and that all religions are bad, maybe I should do something about it, huh? Instead of just sitting around bitching, complaining, and thinking. My instincts are, I know I need some place to go. My instincts also tell me, by the way, this is an inner voice of mine. I have this a lot. This has been true my whole life too. And the voice is, bro, if you ain't doing it, if you don't do it, no one's going to do it. Now, I believe that, okay? Do you believe that? Because nobody else was going to do this but me. No one. I don't see anybody doing this, okay? I'm never going to be an Olstein or a Billy Graham. That's not what I'm doing. You're not going to see me flying on private jets that you paid for. See, I find all of that like, I don't like all that. And that to me is horrible. Okay. I cannot be authentic. Anyway, this is why I don't take any money. Okay. So the point I'm trying to make is I have learned through doing this that every time I'm critical, I should just listen to my criticism, confront it, and ask myself, what about that criticism relates to me? When I'm scared to do something, and I've been terrified to do this is like scary. Okay. Like, I don't know why it's scary. It just seems so exposing, but I have become far, far less combative than I have ever been in my whole life. You ask anybody, man, I have been an aggressive, combative human being, unnecessarily so too. Um, a very strong debater, but I would not say I've been a good communicator. I think I have become a good communicator. In doing this, I have become an awesome communicator, actually. But my intentions struggle with the intentions of my communication. My intention is to deliver a message that's not really coming, it's coming through me, right? Like I'm really trying to keep the ego out of this. The more I keep the ego out of it, the more I learn. My storytelling ability has become phenomenal. Since I was 25 years old, I've complained. I remember driving down the road to my office, and I am a great leader. 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 I was so scared to fail. I was so scared to fail. I was around guys that like, oh wow, these guys know what they're doing. And I'm a great leader. I'm a survivor. I'm a champion. I'm a champion. I'm a champion. I have said the word "I am a champion" in myself 100,000 times. You think that's crazy? I think it's crazy to not program what you're saying to yourself because you're talking to yourself anyway. Just listen. Listen how much you're talking to yourself. This is one of the great, great things I've gotten out of this whole experience is the amount of dialogue that is going on with Gary is absolutely staggering. It happens within this realm, by the way. It does not happen here. I don't know what people are talking about that all this stuff's going on in the brain. I can make a decision right out here. I don't need to like go do this. I do not understand. Like I have more senses than smell, taste, hearing. What's the other ones? Smell, taste, hearing. You know what I'm saying? I have my dogs have more instincts than taste, smell, hearing, and the other ones. Man, I just went brain dead there. So I'm less combative. I'm a better communicator. My community has expanded not in numbers also, but in numbers, but in the quality and depth of these people, so more varied than ever before. I am a better leader than I have ever been before. And it's not because you're acknowledging me as a leader. I am like really comfortable in being a leader. Like there was a time when I was maybe 35, I was like still a little goofy with being, look, there are leaders and there are followers. And this is a thing I have a, criticism of many speaker, celebrity, guru peeps, because they all suggest that if you're following, you're a loser. I don't believe that. I do not believe that. That suggests that the years between 23 and 35, when I was learning my profession, When I was learning how to be a great commercial warrior, guess what I was? I was a student, a follower, a soldier, a grunt. Okay. I had mentors, teachers, bosses, captains. And one day I woke up, dude. I woke up, I manned up, and I became a leader. But until then, I was a follower. There are listen, I go any event I go to, whether it's a card event, a luncheon, a dinner, a party, a card game, or this. I walk into the room and go, "Hey, who's running the show? Uh, what value can I add here?" If my answer is I can't add any value, and there's already a leader, then I immediately step into following. I am there to be of assistance. Follow is not a bad word. Follow blindly, follow without any freaking intention or thought, follow some crazy guy just because he's got some stars on his lapel. That's one thing, okay? But so I'm a good follower, dude. I'm an awesome follower. I need more captains. Like, I would love for more leaders to show up. Authentic, awesome, capable leaders. By the way, just because you're passionate about leadership, just because you're passionate about freedom, just because you have, does not mean that you can lead. It does not mean you can bring people together. There are some people that can bring people together, and there are other people that do other things. It's okay, man. Just find your spot. Just find your spot. People don't look for their spot. Where's my spot? Where is my spot, man? See, if I find my spot, then I'm good to go. If Michael Jordan wouldn't have found basketball, I mean, seriously, man. Okay, like, I don't know, if Michelangelo hadn't been so close to the Vatican, maybe he wouldn't have been a great marble artist. It's probably not a good example. I gotta find my spot. Okay. Every time I'm in a like when I was in high school and all the boys wanted to play football, dude, that was not my spot. In fact, um, I think I spent all of 48 seconds on a football field when I was maybe 7 or 8 years old. Some guy hit me, and I walked off that field um, with zero shame and a decision that I would never step foot on a fucking football field ever in my life. It wasn't my spot. I was a tiny little guy that got ran over like a freight train. Um, and then when I found business, I'm like, dude, I'll destroy you people. All you football players that wanted to fuck with me, I am going to rip you into pieces. And I went on to proceed from 20 to 55 years old, just, treating business like it was a fucking World Series every day. And I had a blast until I didn't. Until you start realizing, wow, I ain't learned anything about myself, man. This is, adding zeros in a bank account, playing this game over and over. I mean, it's been fun and I learned a lot. And one thing I did learn was, hey, dude, find your spot. People, I know you guys, there's two challenges, two great challenges in life. One is figuring out who the hell you are and what you're doing and how to be happy. And the other is like how to survive. The cool thing about moving into like, hey, let me get into a survival mechanism so I can take the time to think. Um, a whole lot of things had to happen for me to have this time to think. And Um, most of it was quite painful to get here, I must say. Most of it, I'm not sure if you told me that, "Hey, Gary, look, in order for you to be doing this I am stuff and you're advancing your life." I mean, I have learned an awful lot about myself through whatever weird life I've led. This most certainly is probably the most I've ever learned in such a condensed period of time. Can't even believe I just said that. But seriously, I have learned more in the last year or two. And maybe it was because I was just stripped down, man. It was to get here was extremely painful. I'm not going to get into that right now, but it was not for the faint of heart. I'm still talking about what I've gotten out of this, by the way. If you guys don't know where I'm tracking here, I'm may just spend this whole Sunday saying thank you for what I've gotten out of it. I mean, because it's crazy. It's crazy because I have less noise in my life today. I mean, a lot less noise. There are whole pieces of my life that I'm not even paying attention to because it's not even important. That has also given me more time, less noise. One of the things that I've noticed this year, in fact, is the ease. It's becoming easier for me to have less noise. What do I mean by noise? I mean news, drama, any conversation that has no solution to it. Any conversation that has no solution to it, it's just a complaint, right? It's just a complaint, really. So I've shut down just listening to people just want to argue with each other because they're arguing, but they're not even talking to each other. That's the other thing that's been really fascinating. As I have become, I go on a finance meeting and I can talk about IBM stock without any real consequence. Coming here is, if you notice, I speak quite a bit slower here than I might on a finance show. And it's because I think that I'm, one, trying to make sure that I'm communicating the right message, but my intention is to tap into something that's not an ego thing. It's just knowledge, it's facts, it's information for people to grab a hold of and go, hey, look, that is a good life preserver, or that's a good vehicle for me to grab onto. I am is a good boat for me to get into every morning to discover who I am for 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 3 minutes. You're either in your mother's vehicle, your boat, or you're in your dad's boat, or both their boats. Or look, you got served up on this planet with some or 0 or 100% intention. I don't know, but you're here. Most people don't seem to be 100% happy. Many people are looking for better answers and a better life. And it seems to me like it has less to do with economics and more to do with who or whether you have decided you're not who your daddy told you you were, or your teacher, or your imagination. All the little books you read and the stories you were told and the fables that you made up about your life, your parents' life, mostly based on fictitious data made up, most certainly. Half of your life, you know very little about where you came from the perspective of being straight up storytelling. My children, as an example, will 18 and 15, my children will have maybe a 30% understanding of their parents' lives, truly. My kids don't know anything about me. Not really. By the way, I've known these kids for 18 years, been a great dad. I have no idea what they really think every day. Not a clue. I have no idea what my children think of me, really. My children don't even know what I do, what I really, really, really stand for. They've made up their vision of me, right? As they have of their mom. Most of it's probably totally incorrect. So like it's so clear to me, every human being should have a book called I Am, and you start writing it down. And if you can't figure out who I am is, then figure out who I am not. Okay. The other thing I've gotten from Sundays is I am clear in my own mind as to when my ego gets involved. Now, as soon as I said that, I'm like, ooh, be careful, dude. Anytime I think I'm in control of my ego, I immediately go, warning, warning, warning. Um, but I am becoming more clear when my ego gets engaged. I'm not saying that's a bad thing or a good thing. I'm just saying it's a thing. I'm not sure what the point I'm trying to make out of that, but I wrote it down, and it is true. I am me. And the only problem with I am me is I don't fully understand me. That's the biggest thing, okay? Like, this is not that complicated, folks. You guys know more about economics and baking a cake than you know about yourself. I know people that they know more about the car they bought than they do themselves. I know men that have, read the manual on a boat, and, like, they know a boat, but they've never read their own manual. They've never questioned where the damn manual came from. Where's the operating manual? Like, do I even know how to operate this F-35 stealth super jet that I operate at about, I don't know, 0.5%? 2.5% max capacity. Severe clarity. I wrote this down, right? Like, just as we were starting. This is old Gary's language. I have severe clarity. I'm such a funny guy. Who uses these words? Severe clarity. Dude, that's powerful for a guy. Like, I'm writing this to myself. I'm not intending to share it with you. Severe clarity on the power of I am and its impact today. Now check this out, okay? This is so cool. I mean, seriously, it's so simple. Severe clarity on the purpose of I am and its impact today. Its impact today on me and you on this very session we're having from decades of me accidentally doing this since I was 25 years old. I have been saying these words to myself since I was 25 years old. I am a great leader. I'm a great storyteller and a great communicator. I am a soldier of truth. Literally, I have been saying these words to myself my whole life, and I find myself all of 2025 and part of 2024, starting on Sunday mornings, a space for people to show up to commune on. I am God. Okay, if I want to use the word that way, I don't like using the word God or any other religious words because I think they've been so abused. The word God has been so abused. But whatever that is, okay? I am. And it's just not complicated beyond that. Accidentally, out of fear and shame and terror, I would drive down the road. I am great. I am great. I am great. I'm terrified of Don Sinclair. I'm so terrified of Don Sinclair. I'm so terrified of that guy. I'm scared of that guy. I hate my boss, dude. He hates me. I'm an idiot. I mean, the thoughts that are going through my mind. I can't lose this job. If I lose this job, I got to go work for Chevron. Chevron will kill me. I will die working in the oil business, man. It'll be a horrible lifetime. Scared, like scared my whole life, man. And the only thing, I started reading books, okay? Like I was so ill-equipped, I just started grabbing anything, Norman Vincent Peale, anything that had anything that was positive, I was like grabbing it. Every book was a teacher for me. Every book I read, by the way, not just self-help or self-discovery or every book I read, it helped me learn words. It helped me communicate. It helped me think about stories. It helped me see how other people would use verbiage, invoke emotions. Life is interesting, isn't it? Hmm. Life is interesting. 2,000 people in a room. Imagine 2,000 people having in 300 days. 300 days having a life. Like for me, this is life altering what I'm sharing with you. I'm worth a lot of money. Okay. None of that matters to me. This matters. Okay. This is intense. It is so easy, costs nothing. If you're out there, if you're in California, if you're in Spain, if you're in Italy, if you're in high unemployment, okay, if you're looking at your prospects of the future and going, Jesus, man, I can't afford a house, I can't afford a car, I got AI getting ready to smash my face, I don't know what the world's doing, I hate where I live, taxes are too high. Dude, sit down and do I am. Okay, that's noise. Those are bullets, BB guns, BBs, electrons coming your way. Just, okay, first, just like, hey, who the hell are you first? Okay, don't go out in a war and you don't know who you are. I like that. Don't go out in a war and don't know who you are. I like that one. Don't go to war and not know who you are. You know, too many people, especially the crypto bros, know everything about their own product and nothing about the competition or the war or the enemy. Dude, know thou enemy. That is a message. Don't go to war and not know who you are, and don't go to war and not know who your fucking enemy is. Know thy enemy and know thyself. Okay? They go together. Yeah, you ain't winning the game not knowing self and knowing the enemy. Knowing self and not knowing the enemy, you won't win the game. Today, I have very few enemies. I only have confusion, really. Like I'm beginning to really understand. Oh wow, there's not really any enemies. There's just misinformation. Misinformation. I did say that. I am literally telling you. I don't care how many physicists, how many astrophysicists, quantum engineers, whatever, dude. I am spectacular. Make me wrong. Make me wrong. Every human being, I am spectacular creature. I am a spectacular creature in this universe. I can imagine. I can imagine. And when I imagine, I create. Create a really, really, really cool image in your head. You don't think that doesn't hold some energy? Come on, man. The more real that image gets, okay? You know what would work for me? I had so much fear driving in that big car that I probably couldn't even afford to go to the work. I'm a leader. I am a leader. I am a leader. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. I am a leader. I am a leader. I am. No, you're not. No, you're not. I just say it louder and louder. Okay. At least my logic was, dude, every time I have one of these, I am not, I'm an idiot. I am a leader. At least I neutralize the thing. At least I give it a counterbalance. It beats the shit out of just constantly talking to yourself going, I'm an idiot. 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 I'm broke. I'm broke. I'm in debt. I'm not in power. I'm not in control. He's an idiot. He's an idiot. Gary's a ding dong. See, that's when you're really in trouble. I get in trouble when I start criticizing other people. Now I'm not, oh shit, I'm in trouble, dude. I'm so far off center. Like I need to look back at self. The problem is here. And the solution is here. I am a 101. And every time I get out of being one of one, I end up in la la land and don't know where I am. Start looking at everybody else. Dude, all I got to do is mind my own business. Mind my own business, get my shit together, and then I can go fix the rest of the planet. Intention. Okay. If you have not written the word intention down, I need you to write it down. If you're not thinking about what your intention is as a entity, as a unit of energy that's taking space and time up in this dimension, what is your intention of being here? I want to get fed. Low intention, man. I want to make money. Low intention. I want to survive. Okay. I want to create. I want to create is higher than I want to survive. I am willing to create even if it means I have to help you create, because maybe I'm not ready to create by myself. Maybe I need to learn how to create. Like Michelangelo went to work for a guy that was a second-rate marble guy, and he swept his damn basement every day. And he became a master sweeping someone else's fucking marble dust up. That's how a master learns, okay? And I got people looking, hey, you're a leader, you're a leader. No, he was a follower, dude. He was a punk. It's okay. Like who creates masterpieces in a dusty room? No one. It's really important to have the damn dust out of the room, right? It's important to get the dust out of my damn brain, out of my damn soul, out of me. It's important for me to actually understand who I am, as in dimensionally, measurably. Like is this just me? Like, right? Where do I start and stop? For you guys, where, like, if I chop this arm off, are you not going to listen to me anymore? You're going to say, "Oh wow, Gary's minus the right arm. He's not as good." Dude, I think I could cut both my legs off, both my arms off, and you wouldn't lose one bit of me, right? Would you? Don't think so, man. I mean, quite frankly, I'm going to die one day, whatever that means. And some of my messages are going to still live on. My intention, by the way, I think will have energy moving well beyond me. Intention. Write the word intention down, man. Okay. What is your intention as an entity, as a spiritual being? If you think you are just an animal, what is your intention? What is your intention? I have to get beyond, I just have to eat dinner. I have to get beyond that. I have to get beyond materialism. I have to get beyond, I want to be seen, acknowledged, and loved. Ooh, the sickest of all money. Admiration, adulation. It is terrified me to do TV, video work like this because of the extremely high risk of ego intoxication, of dopamine addiction, adulation syndrome, or whatever. Ego is a very, very, very powerful. It's just something I see. Well, see, it goes back to my intention, and my intention was, oh wow, I'm only willing to do this if I can be 1000% authentic. I will not, like, the one of one for me. The one of one for me is very consistent with authenticity. In not to go into business, but in looking at some supply and demand data on an industry, it made me think one day. I was looking at Bitcoin, the 1 in 21 million supply chain. There's only 21 million units, so it's a very, very fixed supply that can't be altered. And then I started thinking, wow, man, what is more unique than that? And I was like, wow, I'm identical twin, dude. I'm a one of one. I'm not one of two even. I mean, I kind of always thought I was one of two, but we're really different. And then I see all you people, Brandon Grant and Crypto Savant. I'm like, man, they're one of ones. I don't think any of these people have tapped. If I haven't tapped into all my shit and my ability, I mean, I'm learning things about myself. I'm like, my God, dude. What guy has four industries under his belt, and he's trying to become an artist? I mean, I don't say that to brag. I actually say I was just willing to try a bunch of different stuff. I am discovering that dumb people that don't have massive egos like my IQs, like myself, or well-schooled, can actually be multidisciplinarians, have an exciting educational life, and learn lots of different things all through your life, and become very, very good in areas. And it is all down to, oh wow, let's see. Gary Cardone is a one of one, but only It comes with a huge caveat. Only if I am authentic, meaning I ain't lying to you about who I am. I'm flawed. I smoke. I drink. I'm not going to hide behind a lobby hotel room because people are seeing me there and I'm talking to who knows what I'm doing. Okay. But I am not perfect. I am just me. And I'm grateful for me. And but I think about like I can't be one of one and then be fake. I can't be one of one and then act like I never make a mistake. I can't be one of one and go, hey, let me share all my financial wins with you, but I never share my mistakes. My mistakes actually are really cool indicators of where I'm off track. My mistakes are good, man. Like they're 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 nothing different than my dashboard on my car. It's telling me, hey man, you're a little low oil. Okay. Now, as soon as I hit the thing authenticity, I knew I was on to something because, and I love this. I mean, I really, really love this. Okay. Uh, anyone that knows anything about my business life, I've never done anything that has nothing to do with supply and demand. I have never, ever played in any business that I don't understand supply and demand. And when I tapped into authenticity, and I was like, wow, dude, I do not know an authentic human being on camera today. I recognize, I'm like, wow, I know a lot of people that get in front of cameras. I do not know one truly authentic human being on a camera. Not one. I'm like, whoa, dude, that will sell. See, not that I'm selling anything, but see, that gets me excited because I'm like, okay, now I can find a spot for myself. 60 some odd years old, man. I'm finding another big, massive gap. Okay. Massive gap that anyone can feel. Authenticity, the rarest commodity on planet Earth. Truth. Authenticity. By the way, I see some comments down here about anti-fragile. I think authenticity and truth make me so anti-fragile. It's frightening. The very thing that we all get so scared about and vulnerable. Ooh, don't share my vulnerabilities. No, dude, here I am. Every sin I've ever had, everything I've ever done, you can no longer hurt me. It's all out there in the market. Can't hurt me. Impossible to hurt me. I keep my nose clean. I keep my closet clean, even if it's not clean. Hey, man, these are all the things I've ever done. Gosh, I looked at pornography once. Woo, I'm a bad guy. Okay. Yes, I did do drugs. Ooh, yes, I do drink. Oh, yes, I smoke sometimes. Whatever, man. But you can't hurt me. Okay. It's the ultimate. It's the ultimate this. Yes, I am a human being. And you know what else? Yes, I am an unplugged, authentic asset that is tapped into about maybe 2 or 3% of its total fucking potential. And I probably tapped into the potential more than you guys have by a factor of 100. How much room do we have to improve? Jason Butcher down there. I know Jason. Can't say his name this morning, but Jason, I implore even a champion like you do, operating maybe at what? I've operated at sub single digits for sure. Just because I'm wasting a lot of energy. I'm not focused on, oh, yeah, that's my intention. I am. I need authenticity around me. Once you decide you need authenticity around you, a lot of noise leaves. A lot of noise leaves. By the way, for anyone that's in this room today that is single, alone, by yourself, feeling sorry, you're alone, like, wow, I'm going to tell you that you're in an easier position to do this than people with kids, someone with a husband or a wife, a boyfriend. Dude, if you're alone right now and you're isolated and you're thinking, hey, shit, this is the worst thing that's ever happened, take the time by yourself while you got it, dude. Because I do not learn any of this stuff when other people are around. I don't. It's just too much noise. I need to be quiet for a while. Like I really think that it would be really worth people taking some time off, 2 or 3 months, and like, hey, who the fuck am I? I'm sorry to use the language, okay, but like I have a God that does not care about 4-letter words. I just don't think it's that really, you know. I am a monster. Okay. I'm not, oh wow, my words are, look, um, it, 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 it's it's intention. It's not about the words. Okay. It's intention. My intention is to no longer be confused about who I am as a human being. And maybe I'm beyond even a human being, but I am open for full on discovery, man. And by the way, I didn't say, hey, I am in on full on discovery of self until it's uncomfortable. This is uncomfortable. If you don't think this is going to be uncomfortable for you, dude, you are not prepared. Okay. And that's when I invoke, I am a champion. See, champions assume it's going to be tough. All the champions in this room, 2,700 people in this room, the champions are sitting there going, fact. Champions assume it's going to be tough, man. Of course, it's going to be tough. If it wasn't tough, everybody would be doing it. Okay. I unplug from noise. Once I do the intention, hey, shit, look, the intention for you to discover yourself and to be authentic, you can always go back to the old ways. I mean, it's not hard to figure out how to behave like the rest of the planet. Literally, you can revert back to that human behavior any time you want. And by the way, if you haven't noticed, there is no charge for this room. So like you can come and go. I am not. You can do it. You can not do it. It doesn't cost you anything. So now you got to sit here and go, well, shit, dude. This cat's telling me that he lives in a 14,000 square foot house, hasn't been on a fucking private jet, and I mean, hasn't been on a commercial plane in who knows how long, a decade, has a bunch of friends, has a good life, learning how to paint. And he's telling me he did this not through college, but through driving down the road to his job going, I am a gray leader. I'm a teacher. I'm a communicator. Yes, sir, Bob. That's exactly what I'm telling you. That I've taken enough time to embrace my fucking terror of survival, my terror and shame of embarrassing my parents who are dead. I made a deal with my parents, man. Uphold their name at all cost. And I've taken enough time to unplug, to ask myself what I think God is, because I'm quite certain that everything everyone's told me about God is just not right. I don't buy it. And I have read, I have reread, I have read some more, and I have listened to other people. Listen, listen, listen. And I've learned, and I learn, and I learn. And I write this stuff down, okay? Like, why am I writing it down? Because it is important, man. These are really, it's a box this big. Unplug, get quiet, read, listen, learn, learn, learn. People have complimented me on going into spaces and not having anything to say. And I'm like, well, why are you complimenting me on not having anything to say? I don't know anything about this subject. I'm learning. Dude, if you have to listen to yourself all the time, if you're always the voice, I don't want to be the smartest guy in the room every day. That's terrifying. I also don't want to be the dumbest guy in the room every day. Everyone has a role here. When I was 27 years old, my job was to be a soldier for a man named Steve. My job was to bring home the beef, man, to bring home revenue ethically and make it stick. Okay? I didn't have a title. I didn't have a bunch of money. I didn't have the ability to go, hey, I can say F you if I don't like it. I was a punk, dude. And I'm still a punk. Relative to the whole universe, we are nothing but ants behaving like we have some like divine right. Some divine right. I have the divine right to do this. I am one of one, a spectacular example of the human species, the human spiritual species. I am light. I am light. See, now why did I do that? Because I believe I am more than human. I don't even know what human means. I just know that I am light. I am spectacular as a one-on-one. I become dull and less spectacular when I decide that I need to be more like what I think you are. And then I forget, oh my God, but she or he is not being fully authentic. Oops. So I want to be like you, or I want to be like them, but they're all being less than purely authentic. How is this going to work? It's going to work the way it's working right now, which is we're all in conflict with each other because we don't even know ourselves, dude. We're in so much conflict with self that we can't even confront the truth, which is, let me just bitch at you, fake it out, watch my parents do everything they can. We have prostituted. I'm going to use the word, okay? There isn't a person in this room that has not prostituted themselves. Zero. By the way, I am not a prostitute. I will not prostitute myself for anything. It is a big I am not thing for me. Now, that includes you not liking me. I will not prostitute myself, including pressure from you. Oh, you don't like me. Here's an example. All this noise around Israel and America. I don't know anything about the whole story. I have not studied it, but I have one thing to say. The blue and white flag or the red, white, and blue flag is at the center of 99% of every conflict on this planet. Pick one of the flags or pick them both. Somebody's guilty of those two flags. Period. Nonstop. Fuck off. Knock it off. Get out of my life if you don't like me. Okay. It's just a fact. If there's another flag involved, please let me know. But I do not see green flags destroying people. I don't see Italian flags killing people. I don't see Chinese flags killing people. I don't see Ukrainian flags. So you get my point. I'm not trying to get political, but see, even topics like that can really throw you off just the energy alone. I am light. In addition to being a spectacular being, because as soon as I realized, oh, wow, I'm a spectacular being, man. A spectacular being. Exceptional. Human exceptionalism. Wouldn't that be a nice term to have? Human exceptionalism. I am light energy. There are people, that you get around and you feel better, right? Or there are people that you get around and you don't feel better. You need to stay away from those people. I don't care who they are. You need to stay away from those people. If you've been coming here for a year or so, 6 months, 3 months, and you're struggling with doing this, I would strongly encourage you to look around your environment. If you're having a hard time writing anything positive down, even after you've done, I am not a ding dong, I'm not a prostitute, I'm not a thief, I'm not a criminal, I'm not a bag driver, or whatever you don't want to do, which I really recommend doing, writing down everything you do not want to be or become on this planet in this lifetime. Write down everything, man. And then you're left with a small bucket of things that you will naturally probably be gifted with or driven to. Or maybe you're not driven to it. Maybe you're scared to do it, but you need to use your fear to let you know which direction you need to go to. I think going toward the fear is the place to figure out where your skill is personally. That's always where my deepest skills are, is when I'm really scared to do something. One year, man, we've been doing this 1 year. And we've got an hour. I didn't know if I was going to bring this up, but I think I have to bring this up. If you guys don't mind me going on a little bit longer. If you do mind me going on longer, why don't you let me know in the comments? And this is going to be a kind of a probably controversial in a way. By controversial, I mean how people may actually discount now what I'm doing. See, this is my ego now going, hey, don't talk about this, because it might to minimize what you've already said or done. But if I am going to be authentic, then I think it's relevant that I share this. But a year ago, when I started doing these, one of the things I've never shared with anyone was that I have had this very strong feeling somewhere in here that I was that I know I'm most certainly I've been instructed, for lack of a better word, to do these, but there was another message that came with it, and it's like, "Hey, you need to prepare yourself and others." Seriously, okay? I know. People are gonna say I'm really kinda probably crazy, but, uh, I think what I'm doing here and what we're doing here, we are preparing for something. I actually feel like something significant, in the way that I think our world is getting ready to discover more, and, I think I'm living in the middle of probably a once in a century event. Like I think I think humanity is getting ready to go through this massive revelation. It's going to happen in my lifetime. I think this is why I was doing the I ams back forever and ever ago, because I've always felt like in my lifetime, I am going to have an experience that rocks this planet, man. I've always believed this, okay? And I think what I'm doing here, it's crazy, man. I can't believe I'm even saying this, but I think what I'm doing here is helping a group prepare. And actually, even as I said, a group prepare, it's not even our group. It's I think what we're doing here will have flow over, energy flow over, like a ripple effect into people that don't even know about this freaking Sunday morning thing. How crazy is that, right? Am I getting too crazy? Okay. But the reason I bring that up is I find it interesting that, and I don't want to get carried away here, but really, I mean, I have this real serious, big feeling about the whole preparation. Like a lot of people are needing to get prepared, Uh, and I find it really interesting that right now we have events occurring in outer space in between the interdimensional space and the solar system that we are having events. One of them's called 3I Atlas. 3I Atlas. It is only the third interdimensional object ever witnessed by humanity. It was discovered July of this year, July 1st through the 5th, I think it was. It is a reported comet that is, and some people are going to say it's an alien machine and all that stuff. Let's not go there. Let's just go with the facts that science is looking at this, what appears to be a very large mass object, 33 billion tons in size, 1,000 times larger than the other interdimensional object that was monitored back in about 6 years ago. So a total of three. This one is 1,000 times larger than the last one. And it is coming from a trajectory that we received a signal from in 1997, I think it was, that was called the WOW signal. If you want to look this up, WOW signal. Guy sees the signal at NASA, one of the big receiving centers, and he sees this message for the first time ever, and he writes the word wow. This 3I atlas, per the astrophysicist professor at Harvard, astrophysicist professor at Harvard, Avi Loeb, says that he suggests there's a 40% chance that this is not a comet. I don't know how many professors with Harvard in their background and astrophysics put their entire reputation, credibility, and name on the line, but it's quite interesting that we now have astronomers all over the world, telescopes. Every telescope is pointed toward this 3I atlas thing that is doing things that a comet, COMET, a comet, that is a collection of metals and ice and other chemicals. This thing's doing things that other comets have never done. And we have been monitoring comets for hundreds of years. This is not a new experiment for us. And we see this 3I atlas thing behaving in ways that minimally distorts everything that astrophysics and physics and our genius rocket scientists think about the universe. Like, that is undeniable at this point. It is undeniable. Now, why am I bringing that up? Dude, I think we're in a period of discovery. Too much is happening all at one time. Maybe it's a fake out, okay? I am going to embrace it. It's not a fake out. I'm going to embrace that this is not a government program. I think we're in an era of discovery, of transparency, of enlightenment. What's our downside if I'm wrong? We all go away being happy. Our intention was to discover the truth. My intention is to discover the light. I'm looking around going, dude, if I'm ever going to discover the light, it has to be about right now, in the next day or the next 20 or 30. Anyway, if you don't know anything about this subject, I'm not trying to stir you into like getting jacked up, getting excited. I've heard people say, hey, this is a hologram. This is silly. This is ridiculous. You know, I have learned to listen to the ridiculous. I'm tired of listening to the normal. The normal is usually bullshit. It's normally authentic. If I read it in the newspaper, I'm pretty sure it's not authentic. Half the stuff I see on most of the social media stuff, I assume it's all bullshit. 99% of it has ego wrapped into it. 99% of it's trying to sell you something. So you have to be really clever about sorting through all this information. And there is a lot of information to jack us up. If I'm worried about aliens, I most certainly can't access my I am. Now, I have to accelerate. I have to elevate myself, man, above all this noise. I have to elevate myself. Okay. The reason I brought up 3I atlas is not whether it's aliens or all that stuff. It is simply to say this: our scientists don't know anything about reality. They don't. Zero. This comet is destroying the science foundations. Like the stuff, like you don't get 33 billion tons hanging around doing 140,000 miles per hour and then slowing down. Okay, you don't have nickel being produced at 4 grams a second. 4 grams a second, dude. Okay, there are 28 grams in an ounce. Every 7 seconds, an ounce of fucking nickel and no iron. Iron and nickel, uh, dude, go together like pillows and beds. Okay, like seriously. Nowhere outside of an extreme refining scenario do you have nickel that doesn't show up with iron. And this thing is spewing 4 grams a second. That's one, and it's going 140,000 miles an hour. And it's taken a trajectory that is near impossible. It has another object that's joined it. Oh, by the way, the wow signal, the chances of that signal coming from where it came from and 3i Atlas being where it is today is 0.006% of it happening naturally. Less than 1%. I'm just saying. I am a spiritual being. I am extremely capable. And all this noise is meaningless, really. It is inside of me, okay? It is inside of you. You are the light. And all we have to do, like you've been told you are the light since you were a little nothing. No one showed us how to illuminate the light. Okay? I am the light. All you got to do is I am the light. And that light will grow, man. It will grow. Once I acknowledge the light is there, it grows. And that light becomes stronger. Inside of me, it becomes stronger. I don't need to prove it to anyone. It just becomes brighter. Especially if my intention is to not infuse me into the light. It's to just be the light. I don't know what else to say. It's 1 year. I want to thank everyone that's been here for 20 minutes or every day. This has truly been an honor for me. I mean, if I were to drop dead today, I would want my children to know that doing this 1.5 hours every Sunday for the last year has been the most rewarding thing I've ever done in my entire life. Quite frankly. I've made no money on it whatsoever, never had any. It's been a beautiful, beautiful experience for me. I mean, so beautiful. I feel like I have an obligation to do more around it. And you know, I see people, hey, congratulations. Like, congratulations to you guys. Okay. Like for me, and I really want to thank you, man. I want to thank you guys for being here. Cause like I made the mistake of going, look, if there's going to be 1,000 people in a room, I'll do this every Sunday till I die. And here we are, 3,500 people, 3,200 people. I don't know how we get more people in here. But one thing I do know is the world is not long. The world does not have an oversupply of places for human beings to go to become improved, better, stronger, more able and capable, moving from potential to kinetic. I need to move from potential energy to kinetic. Kinetic energy is more important than potential. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge is not power. Stop listening to people that say that. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge is simply potential energy. Okay? What I am doing is power. I am taking action. Okay? So you're going to take action today. You're going to go out and help someone today, and you're not going to take credit for it. Okay? You're going to go out, help someone you don't know preferably, by the way, someone that you look at and you criticize. You don't like them, you're scared of them. Go help somebody today. Make it tough, man. Make it feel rough. Okay. It doesn't have to be comfortable for you. Go out, dude. Get out of your comfort zone, man. Smile at somebody and say, here you go, dude. Thank you very much for being here. Good luck to you. Whatever. Okay. Don't demean anybody. And then don't take any credit for it. And then realize, hey, this is what being a good human being is, doing things for people without expecting something back. You know why you're doing it? Because you're you. You're a good human being. I am an awesome human being. And so are you. See you guys next week. Love you lots. I'm going to spend the rest of my afternoon with my daughter. And I really, 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 really do appreciate you guys. May the force of I am be with you. Ciao. I don't know why I did this. That was kind of stupid.